Well, we said it was Date of Destiny last time against Manchester United, in a day they could have won the title. It ended up being a 0-0 draw against Manchester City, so here we are in this scenario again. What will happen this time? And, well, it was a vital point, but they did have the Champions League match against Paris Saint-Germain to then factor in as well. But that ended up being a 2-1 loss for United anyway, so it is really kind of a really strange and conundrum of fixtures for United to deal with. Well, they are still 14 points clear of Chelsea at the top. A draw with Chelsea not losing or even drawing would actually win the title for United now. So all they need really is a point, and then it will all be over, because there are 12 points left to gain after this one, I believe. So a draw would nail it for United, but they don't want to draw, they want to win. But they tried that against City, and sadly it didn't fall through. But they know they are capable of getting the job done. The match against Paris Saint-Germain is superfluous. The title is what Gregg Popovich wants, and he wants it today. Will he grab it? Let's have a look at the squad. Starting with United, Romero actually gets the starting goal for a change with Rojo Jones and by the original back three. Zaha is with Henwood, Pogba, Herrera and Piera in the midfield. Up front is Martial and Marcus Rashford, as you would probably expected. Scott McTominay, Zardes, Nicholas Mason and the like make the bench. For West Brom, Ben Foster's in goal, and he's with Dawson and Fiorentine Pogba. So we're going to have a battle with the Pogbas today. Johnny Evans is also there with Neon. It's Kyle Zaziak in the ahead of them with Phillips, Jacob, Barry and Chadley. It's Rodriguez, Jay Rodriguez, up front for them today. And it'll be interesting to see how the bottom club of the Premier League handles the champions-elect, as it were. Marcus Rashford, and Ben Foster's come out to meet him. And Foster's one of those keepers that always seems to play better when he comes up against Manchester United in recent years. It's a good save. Pogba with the corner. Here comes Jay Rodriguez, and he's immediately met by Marcus Rojo, of all people, who sprinted back to meet him. Here has found Martial. Where have the shooting boots gone for Manchester United? They've always been like the on-fire top scorers of the league, but all of a sudden, they scored a lot less than they used to. They didn't score against City at all. They scored one against PSG, and they scored two against Liverpool before that, so where is it all going since the Manchester City game? Martial trying to play it into Rashford, blocked down by former United man Johnny Evans. Well, Rashford gets onto this really well, turns to shoot and finds an oncoming Ben Foster in his face. With the resulting corner here. Aaron Henwood calls from some people to shoot. Doesn't do so. Keeps the ball though. Oh, he wasn't far off either. Aaron Henwood, he's had a bit of more of a quiet season in the previous years. That was beautiful though from Aaron Henwood, beautiful turn. He put himself in a pretty difficult position for the shot, and the end result is probably inevitable. Advance Pogba, here's Marcus Rashford. And Rashford, and he's put it in. Marcus Rashford has scored, and that is crucial, and puts United on the verge of the title. And it's Marcus Rashford yet again, isn't it? He might have scored a douce against Manchester City, but he's not going to do it against the bottom club today. Another goal for the ever-brilliant Marcus Rashford. And he has been the catalyst for United this season. And they may not win the Champions League, but they're going to take the title today. 18 goals in the league for Marcus Rashford. And he's not going to reach the heights that Cristiano Ronaldo once reached this season, but if he keeps on this sort of form, he might be scoring for fun a lot more often in a lot more places. And it's 1-0 to United as the title now draws ever closer. The owner is not someone just to give change for the sake of it. Arsenal stepped down all by himself though. Marcus Rashford, a save there from Ben Foster, but I have a feeling if Eddie Howe and Sean Dyche can... penalty given by the referee. Dawson is going to get booked. It looks harsh. It really does. It looks like nothing more but a push really on Rojo. Oh, it's shirt pulled against Piera. That probably is the right decision, even though Piera didn't make a meal of it. All respect to him for that one. Well, Aaron Henwood against a former teammate here. Manchester United teammates do battle. Aaron Henwood, one of the best penalty takers in the league. Oh, what a save from Foster. And Aaron Henwood is denied again from 12 yards. But what a save from Foster that was, to be fair to him. And, wow. That was a splendid save by Ben Foster. All credit to him. That's a great save. And Aaron Henwood thumped that one into the top left corner. Ben Foster denied it. Brilliant save. It's the kind of game a former Manchester United goalkeeper has against their former club, and that was almost a goal as well for Chadley. It would have been splendid there. Romero seeing stars. The ball went over the bar. 1-0 lead for Manchester United thanks to Marcus Rashford. It could have been 2, but Ben Foster's magnificent save against Aaron Henwood from 12 yards keeps the score at 1-1. We know a draw would probably be enough for United. A win would certainly do it in terms of a title. And they're achieving the win with another goal from Marcus Rashford. It's 18th of the season. Manchester United 1, West Brom 0 at the break. Rojo. Sardes. Martial into Pogba. And that's it. That is the league officially over. It's 2-0 to Manchester United, and Paul Pogba has shown his brother how it's done. Beautiful header. That might have even been with the other his brother right near him. It was. Paul Pogba beat his brother to the ball and headed it in the back of the net. That's some story to tell Mr. and Mrs. Pogba when you get home tonight, I'm sure. I beat him to the ball, he'll say. It's his 4th goal of the league this season, and it's all wrapped up in terms of the game and the title for Manchester United. United 2, West Brom 0, and just as comfortable as they have always been so far this season. And here's Berg with the cross, and Rojo heads it out. He takes the corner. And Baselli! Oh, what a header. And he's going to go and get the ball back. And once again, against West Brom, United have conceded with a header. And it was... oh, what a header. Oh, that's a great header. Ander Herrera probably should be doing better. He's gone in Romero's way too. It's all Ander Herrera's fault here. What is he doing? Well, I don't think Romero was getting to that anyway. It was Solomon Rondon that scored against Manchester United in the reverse fixture, if you remember. Jesse Lingard got a match ball that day for a hat-trick. But West Brom, with 4 minutes to go, may just have given the bottom club a lifeline. For me, this entire team deserves man of the match plaudits, as far as I'm concerned. Paul Pogba, he's put it in. Because of course Manchester United eager to respond. And Pogba was, well, he put it all on doubt before, and he definitely has now. Just stronger and better than everyone around him. Title number 21 is heading to Old Trafford. And it's in off the post. And Paul Pogba achieving something he couldn't in his time as Manchester United before. He's achieved a league title. That's what he came back for in the first place. And he's ripped the wrongs that affected him in his first career, which led to be let go of by Sir Alex Ferguson. And he's been really showing that form that he showed at Juventus. There's been a lot of critics of Paul Pogba over the last season or so, but they've not been non-deserved in my opinion. But aside from that, Manchester United, title number 21. It's all over with games to spare. And what a story for Gregg Popovich. Coach Pop has done what many thought would be impossible. And the celebrations start in earnest for those Manchester United fans who never expected this to happen. What a day it has been for Old Trafford that has been rejuvenated under someone who no one knew anything about unless you're an NBA fanatic. But even if you weren't, you probably knew who Gregg Popovich was. But unbelievable story and turnaround as the Premier League title returns to Old Trafford today in just unbelievable fashion, really. Gregg Popovich, no one knew who he was unless you're an NBA fan, as we said. But now, Ander Herrera lifting the Premier League trophy. It's all over. Manchester United won the league with games to spare. Who'd have thought? And it's incredible. Absolutely incredible. You cannot put any more praise on Gregg Popovich than you already have. It is absolutely just... I'm at a loss for words. I'm absolutely speechless at what I'm seeing. I'm seeing Manchester United live a trophy with a coach that had no idea probably what he was doing. And I can't express it. It's just unbelievable story. It's probably that little bit smaller than that Leicester victory that came out of nowhere, but it's still probably got the same magnitude in the fact that no one expected Gregg to do it in his first year. Carabao Cup winners, Premier League winners, and even if they go out of the Champions League, it's probably not going to matter. It's not going to soften the glee that is on these faces that no one really expected to see them like this. But title number 21 in the league goes to Manchester United. And they are just far and away above everyone else. And through against all odds, they can do it. They've always been like that. And they've shown why they are probably the biggest club in the world in terms of branding and everything. But most of all, that man, Gregg Popovich, who said we want to win right at the start of the season, and it's fair to say that he has done that. And like we said, there might be leaks in the defence, but Manchester United always score, and he's pulled that back. The Champions League is a slim possibility. It's the last thing they need to contest for, but as far as the league is concerned, it was probably wrapped up a long time ago. Manchester United 3, West Brom 1, and Manchester United means they are league champions for a 21st time. Almost unprecedented at this point. Coach Pop has done what many people thought he wouldn't. Well, maybe he did. Maybe anyone thought that Gregg could do this. You know, he did everything else in the NBA. But even with a culture change, Gregg Popovich has proven that he is indeed a legend. The scores around the grounds today: Burnley have lost to Leicester City by 2-1. Crystal Palace and Brighton had a classic, with Brighton coming through the eventual winners by 3-2, and they might just be safe. Huddersfield might have a bit of a scare. They lost to Watford. Manchester United winning their 21st league title against West Brom by 3-1. Southampton losing to Chelsea by 2-1, but it means nothing in terms of the title race, as that is all but over. Swansea City have beaten Everton by 2-1, and a 1-0 win for West Ham against Stoke City. So Manchester United have taken the Premier League title by 14 points ahead of Chelsea, who really deserve an honourable mention for being almost down and out of the top 10 at one point. Chelsea have risen to second and have proved a late surge, but no one was going to stop Manchester United, as we said. The title was probably decided long ago. Watford in third, having a good season and look to solidify that position because Chelsea are kind of running away with second now. Leicester City up to 4th in the Champions League spots, and they were Premier League winners just a few seasons ago. Now they're in the top 4 in the Champions League places, as Spurs seem to have run out of gas in the tank, and their season's just tanked from absolutely nowhere. The Merseyside clubs are actually led by Everton, 2 points clear of Liverpool. Stoke City, Southampton and Arsenal complete the top 10, as Arsenal will look to get inside that for Arsene Wenger's final season as Arsenal manager. Manchester City 11th. As far as the promoted clubs are concerned, Brighton are pretty much safe now, and I would say Huddersfield probably are too. Obviously, the likes of Bournemouth are still in with a slim chance of relegation, as are Burnley and Swansea City in the relegation zone. It is Newcastle, Crystal Palace and West Brom. Newcastle have a game in hand over the other candidates, as do Bournemouth actually now. They have a game in hand over the likes of Burnley. The real question now is, can Eddie Howe make a miraculous escape from 8 at one point? They are now 36 points out of 33 games, after a tremendous run and a real surge for informed Jermaine Defoe as the World Cup year approaches. Maybe he could be a England saver at some point in the future too, but he might just have saved Bournemouth. That's almost for definite sure. Eddie Howe is on the verge of one of the greatest escapes since Portsmouth many years ago. But at the top, Manchester United are champions. With the Premier League title wrapped up, this is the final attempt then for Gregg Popovich to take home a treble of sorts, but it's not going to be easy tonight. PSG and Manchester United, the second leg of the quarterfinals of the Champions League, and it's not going to be easy. They're already 2-1 down from the first leg in the other game today. It's Napoli and Sevilla holding a 1-0 lead. Napoli, the Madrid derby has a 2-1 lead to Atletico Madrid, and Juventus are taking on their opponents as well. I think it was 2-0 there, but this is going to be a tough night for Gregg Popovich. Angel Di Maria in the Champions League actually is the second highest scorer, with Stefan Jokic, I think that was. I'm not sure who that was there. But obviously he's tied with Paul Pogba on goals or assists. I'm not really sure what the stat was. But it is the super team for Paris Saint-Germain. It is pretty much the top side that the coach could play. I think it's almost exactly the same squad. There is a change because Siva's been moved to left back. Thiago Silva has been moved to central defence. I think Demiak is another change in the centre of the park there. But more or less the same team that played in the first leg. Manchester United going with a wealth of experience. Coach Pop is starting David De Gea in goal. It's going to be Lindelof in the centre of the defence with Chris Smalling, Luke Shaw, Antonio Valencia, Ashley on Daley Blind, Amanda Matic, Jesse Lingard, one back to the midfield, and Lukaku up top by himself. A wealth of experience for this match, and it may prove useful. But Lukaku is picked ahead of Marcus Rashford, but he does make the bench, so he will be brought on if needs be. Well, back to the Premier League and back to the Vitality Stadium for Manchester United to take on Bournemouth, who could be just one win away from safety. If they can get a result against the champions, then that might just ensure their safety. Meanwhile, with the free kick, and Vincent Kompany is wide with his header. And that is the end of the first half. PSG have done all they can in this first half. It is advantage PSG as we go into the break. And the scoreline hasn't changed. Still 2-1 to Paris Saint-Germain on aggregate. Manchester United, no real forward intent apart from maybe a couple of chances. And it's Paris Saint-Germain that have done the business. And it's very hard to tell that they will really slip this up. Manchester United fighting to the end, but maybe it's in vain. There's been very little to talk about, and that means it's 0-0 at the break in the first half. But we know that PSG have the players, the talent, and the resources to turn the screw. And it's wonderfully done by Jesse Lingard. Now, Manchester United could have a chance here. Jesse Lingard with the shot, great save from Trapp. But great play from Jesse Lingard. And that is Manchester United's first real chance of the evening. He probably should have done better, although the conditions might not have helped. But it's a great save from the keeper. And Manchester United had their first corner of the game. Arthur takes it. It's towards Smalling! And Chris Smalling has given Manchester United a lifeline. There's a goal for Manchester United. It's all people, Chris Smalling. Now, what does that mean? I think it means that Manchester United have tied the game, meaning that the game will now go to extra time if the score stays as it is. That is a wonderful header from Smalling. And everyone around him, how did he get that in? That is a sensational goal by Chris Smalling. Of all people, the man who a lot of people have criticised over the last year or so has come up with one of the most vital goals of the season. Manchester United ahead on the night. The game is now tied on aggregate. I believe that means that Paris Saint-Germain and this tie will probably go to extra time. It's the other away goal I'm thinking of. Do Paris Saint-Germain go on the away goals rule because they have two of them? Or does that mean it goes to extra time with the away goal advantage cancelled out now? Mata is having to rely on Jesse Lingard to get there. Jesse Lingard has. Here's Lukaku. It's gone down. Oh, the referee has given a penalty. The referee has given the penalty against Vincent Kompany. What a vital moment this will be for Manchester United. They need to beat Trapp 12 yards. Vincent Kompany, that's a really harsh. That's really harsh. It looks like Julian Drax has come on for Di Maria. I believe that's kind of harshly given. Okay, so let's have a look at this penalty. I believe it's harsh, but Lukaku does really well. And Kompany sticks his leg out here. Now, does he get the ball here? Let's find out. Well, he misses Lukaku and then actually outstretches his other leg. Has he put Lukaku off here? Or is Lukaku just gone for a shot that was never there? I initially thought this was harsh. It's just a real tussle in the box. I don't think Kompany does anything wrong here. I really don't. Lukaku shows great strength and to get to the ball and get that shot off. But really, is this a penalty? I don't think this is a penalty. I mean, Lukaku does wonderfully well here. Kompany doesn't make any contact until around here. And even then, I don't think he's made any contact. I think it's the second kind of incident that has really kind of caught the referee's attention. But even still, I honestly don't think this is the penalty. Lukaku has shown great strength and put his leg around the ball to get there. And then he's gone down, but he's tremendously off balance. I think that's harsh. I really do. Lukaku's definitely gone down, but he's not looking to go down, you know? He's not looking to do it. He's obviously off balance for reaching for the shot with his foot. But I don't think Kompany, I mean, he leans into Lukaku here, but really, to me, I think Kompany gets the ball. Let's have a look at the replay again. So that's Kompany sticking his leg out. Obviously, this is a terrible camera angle, but I want to kind of... So Lukaku hits... Kompany gets the ball. Lukaku doesn't even touch the ball. So if anything... actually, I think Lukaku does get to the ball, but really Kompany gets there first. Yeah, Kompany definitely gets there first. I don't think Lukaku even touches the ball here. The game is saying he does. The replay is saying he does get the ball. But if you ask me, I think that's very incredibly harsh. And Kompany has done a great piece of defending. But because Lukaku's gone down under his momentum. Now, I think to look at it again, Lukaku's foot then makes contact with Kompany's body, but there's nothing Kompany can do about it. That's incredibly harsh given by the referee. I think Kompany has done a brilliant piece of defending, but the referee has pointed to the spot, and PSG, you've got to say, are aggrieved. Let's have a look at the referee's viewpoint here, because the referee's in this shot. So let's have a look at it. He's looking right in the direction of the incident. So he probably doesn't see the fact that Lukaku has touched the ball, and Company sadly goes through him. But the referee then points to the spot, so that's incredibly harsh. And the replay camera has gone to mush. What on earth is going on here? Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Well, it's going to be, I think, Lukaku from 12 yards. But I think PSG have been very harshly done by there. And Manchester United with a real chance to put themselves ahead for the first time in this entire tie. And maybe win the game now. So Romelu Lukaku then. Maybe for 12 yards. And he's belted it in the goal. And Manchester United, out of nowhere, have come from behind and now lead the tie. And that ties up the away goal rule now. So PSG only have to score to savour the tie and do send it to extra time for sure. And the keeper has done really poorly there, to be honest. But Romelu Lukaku, I don't think the penalty should have been given. I don't think it's a dive on Lukaku's part. I don't think he's looking for it. He's making the best of the situation he was in, which was he got to the ball, but then Company blocked it, but the momentum took Lukaku to the ground. And well, I think Vincent Kompany, when he sees the replay, he'll be livid with the referee, and I don't think anyone could blame him. Manchester United lead by 2-0, 3-2 on aggregate, and this tie is now blown wide open, and Gregg Popovich probably cannot believe what is happening right now, because all of a sudden United have come from the depths of elimination to maybe eliminating the powerhouse of the world game of football. Oh, Lukaku's gone down again, and this time there is no penalty. And he told Lukaku to get up there, the referee, didn't he? What a tremendous turnaround here. And Manchester United, knowing what's at stake, Gregg Popovich just has this factor, doesn't he? And I think every credit goes to him. Here's Mata off the post. And Young. Oh, it's over now. Ashley Young, 3-0. And United, what a sensational development this is. Ashley Young, and one man who's probably going to Bournemouth to start next season. Has he had one last say in a Manchester United shirt? It's a fantastic shot. The keeper is nowhere. And all of a sudden, Manchester United have come from absolutely nowhere. And Gregg Popovich probably can hardly believe it. Ashley Young makes it 3-0 on the night, 4-2 to Manchester United on aggregate. Let's not forget, ladies and gentlemen, at the break, they were 2-1 down and looking out. All of a sudden, as Mpembe comes on for Edinson Cavani, and the coach now needs to really get going. They really need to start scoring now, PSG. If there is any time for this powerhouse team to start scoring, they need to do it soon, because Manchester United are running away with it. They're 4-2 up on the scoreline now. Paris Saint-Germain don't have to win this match to save it, but it's looking increasingly unlikely. Neymar, Mpembe, and it's not there by United. Mpembe, I don't think there's enough time. Even if PSG score now with Draxler. Oh, and David De Gea. Another vital save. And he's regained a lot of his form. Manchester United from nowhere. They've done it. Unbelievable story here. Gregg Popovich somehow, some way, has put United on the brink of elimination to eliminating one of the powerhouses in English football. And just maybe the likes of Real Madrid will fear this team. Ashley Young, Chris Smalling and Romelu Lukaku have brought United back from nowhere. They looked nowhere in the first leg, but oh my goodness me, has Gregg Popovich got the comeback factor at this table? What? Coach Pop has done it again. He has surprised and surpassed everything that was expected. He's done it again. It's been a story with United all season. They've done it again. They've come back from likely defeat to win by 3-0 on the night, making it 4-2 on aggregate. what an incredible story. Even the season goes on for Manchester United. Unbelievable from Gregg Popovich yet again. How does he do it? Well, that wasn't the only comeback story in the Champions League tonight. Sevilla, who were 1 down against Napoli at the end of the first leg, have turned their tie around as well. It's Sevilla 2, Napoli 0, which means Sevilla progress 2-1 on the aggregate of the night. Wow, comebacks personified in this stage of the Champions League. So for the semi-final draw, and what an interesting story, just before we even get into that, it seems that comebacks have been the big factor in the Champions League at this stage. I do believe Barcelona were 1 down against Juventus, and Real Madrid were 2-1 down against Atletico Madrid. Both those teams have gone through from behind as well, which sets up these matchups. Sevilla will take on Barcelona, and Manchester United will take on Real Madrid. Oh boy. And if PSG can attest to, Real Madrid might just fear this matchup, at least overall. Boy, Gregg Popovich, it's not getting any easier for him, but sometimes football is just that way. But Gregg Popovich, he's just rewriting the rulebook, and like we said earlier in the season, the name Gregg Popovich is becoming increasingly feared, and now that they have conquered one of the powerhouses in English football in Paris Saint-Germain, who's to say he can't do it against Real Madrid as well? What a fixture that will be. Oh boy.